Hi, it's Mr. Navera, and in this video, I will be discussing about a city that is considered as a global city in our contemporary world. So, without further ado, let's observe why this city is considered as a global city. So, before we proceed to our lesson, um, can you guys guess these pictures? Yep, that's right. This is the Tokyo. So before we start, here are the learning objectives of this lesson. So first, we will be discussing first what is a global city. Discuss briefly the history of Tokyo, describe the Tokyo, examine what was the Tokyo known for, and also we will be discussing what makes the Tokyo city a global city. So let us define first what is a global city. Global city. So global city, it is an urban center that enjoys significant competitive advantages and that serves as a hub within a globalized economic system. The term has its origins in research on cities carried out during the 1980s, which examined the common characteristics of the world's most important cities. However, with increased attention being paid to processes of globalization during subsequent years, these world cities came to be known as a global cities. So that is according to Britannica.com. So, in the year of 1980s, nagkaroon ng researches in regards with the world cities. And by this research, tinitignan dito yung differences and similarities ng mga cities. Kung ano ba yung advantages ng cities na yon compared sa ibang cities in the world. Kung ito ba ay kung ito bang city na ito is the center of the authority, the center of culture, center of education, and center of political influence para ma-considered as a world city. So that's the general idea of what is a global city means. So brief history lang about the Tokyo City. So sino nga ba si Tokugawa Ieyasu? Um, Tokyo was originally a fishing village named Edo. The city became a prominent political center in 1603 when it became the seat of the Tokugawa shogunate. Following the end of the shogunate in 1868, the imperial capital in Kyoto was moved to the city, which was renamed as the Eastern Capital. So way back 561 years ago, before pa maging Tokyo, ang Tokyo City is isa itong fishing village na tinatawag as Edo. In the year of 1603, naging political center ito. But we have to remember na hindi naging city ang Edo nung panahon ni Shogunate. However, in the year of 1868, which is the Meiji Restoration, the city was renamed Tokyo, meaning the Eastern Capital. The Eastern Capital. Okay? So, marami pang kaganapan that time that builds the history of Tokyo, but we will be discussing only kung paano ba naging global city ang Tokyo. So now we are done discussing what is a global city, and let us proceed on how is Tokyo described. So kapag sinabi nating Tokyo or if we think the Tokyo, ano yung unang pumapasok sa isip nyo? So for me, yung unang pumapasok sa isip ko every time I heard the Tokyo is about the cherry blossoms and yung Mount Fuji. Okay? So that's it. So how is Tokyo described nga ba? The Tokyo. Tokyo, it is formerly until 1868 as Edo, a city and capital of Tokyo to metropolis and of Japan. It is located at the head of Tokyo Bay on the Pacific coast of central Honshu. It is the focus of the vast metropolitan area often called Greater Tokyo. as the largest urban and industrial agglomeration in Japan. Tokyo is one of the most technologically advanced cities in the world. So yung Tokyo is the capital of Japan. And yung Greater Tokyo is sobrang laki. As in, sobrang laki niya talaga. And sila yung more prone when it comes to typhoons and earthquakes like the Philippines because it is located at the head of Tokyo Bay on the Pacific coast of Central Honshu that is malapit lang sa Pacific Ring of Fire. However, yung Tokyo is very resilient and very advanced sila when it comes with technology. Tokyo City is now the most densely populated city in the world and has a reputation for being full of bizarre and uniquely Japanese curves. It is also considered to be a major international financial center with tourists flocking there for a slice of Japanese culture and a ride on the world's busiest train system in the world. So, yung Tokyo is considered as the most densely populated city in the world with over 13.6 million people, if I'm not mistaken. So, yung Tokyo is sila yung kino-considered as the major international financial center and dinadagsa sila ng mga tourists by their culture. And also, sila yung kino-consider din as the world's busiest train system in the world because halos yung transportation nila is train. So, what is Tokyo known for nga ba? Tokyo, as the world's largest metropolis, is known for top-rated restaurants, the Shibuya Crossing, Imperial Palace, cherry blossoms, markets, Skytree, and many more. The shopping scene includes the Harajuku and Akihabara districts. Tokyo is also famous for its vending machines, cat cafes, museums, and sacred sites. So, ito na. What makes a Tokyo a global city? So, we have here the indicators of a global city that is according to our local authors here in the Philippines. So, we have here the seat of economic power, the economic opportunities, the economic competitiveness, the center of authority, and also as the center of political influence. The Tokyo. The Tokyo is the largest urban economy in the world by gross domestic product or the GDP and is categorized as an Alpha Plus city by the Globalization and World Cities Research Network. It is also the leading center of Japan when it comes with businesses and finance. So, let us discuss first the seat of economic power. So, dito sa economic power is kailangan yung city is seat ng economic power and that is the Tokyo. Okay? Yung Tokyo ang may pinakamarami at pinakamalaking companies in the year of 2018. So, dahil dito, mas nade-develop yung economic power ng Tokyo. So, that's the seat of economic power in Tokyo. So next, we have the economic opportunities. Tokyo is the city of opportunities, being as it is the largest industrial, commercial, and financial center in Japan. So bakit may economic opportunities ang Tokyo? It is because ang Tokyo is the largest industrial, commercial, and financial na ito yung nagiging main reasons. Ito yung main reasons why maraming tao ang nagtatrabaho dito to find opportunities. So Tokyo is the economic opportunities. So next we have the economic competitiveness. Tokyo is one of the best shopping destination in the world being as of its tax-free shopping. Many domestic and international financial institutions and other businesses are headquartered in central Tokyo. So, bakit naman may economic competitiveness ang Tokyo City? Isa sa mga reason dito is yung mataas yung purchasing power ng mga tao dito. Kasi yung Tokyo is tax-free shopping compared sa ibang countries na hindi natin alam na sa bawat pag-groceries and pag-shopping pala natin is nagtatax pala tayo. So dahil dito, malaki ang potential ng city na ito when it comes with the growth and development. And nakikita ko is maganda ang governance ng Tokyo at hindi corrupt. Kaya nga ganito ka industrialize itong city na ito. And also, many domestic and international financial institutions are headquartered in central Tokyo. So next, we have the center of authority. So Tokyo is the seat of the Emperor of Japan and the national government. So this Tokyo City also is the seat of power and the government power ng Japan. Kasi nandito yung Emperor ng Japan na si Naruhito and ng mga national government. So that's it. The Tokyo is the center of authority of Japan. And lastly, we have here the center of political influence. So Tokyo is the political and economic center of the country. So yung Tokyo is the center of political and economic of the country. So, di ba alam naman natin na yung Tokyo is the largest urban economy by the GDP and nangunguna as the leading center when it comes with businesses and finance. So, that's the reason why the Tokyo is the center of political influence. So, we are now done discussing the indicators of a global city, and now let us proceed with the characteristics of a global city. So, according to Longhorn, he characterized a global city. Kung ano ba yung characteristics ng city para ma-determine as a global city. So, we have here the population size, the culture, the tourist, human capital, connectivity, and also the quality of life. Okay, so let us discuss first the population size. So the population size, Tokyo is the largest metropolitan area in the world. The Greater Tokyo area is the most populous metropolitan area in the world with an estimated 37.468 million residents in 2018. As of 2021, the prefecture has an estimated population of 14.4 million. So, as we can see naman sa pictures, sobrang dami ng tao. Okay? Yung Tokyo ito yung populated na city na in the year of 2018, halos umabot ito sa 37.468 million residents. And today, as of 2021, they have estimated of 14.4 million population. Kasi, hindi magiging city ang Tokyo if small city lang sila. Kailangan umabot lagpas 3 million people or more. But industrialized country pa din. Okay? But yun nga, when it comes to the population size, hindi lahat na may maraming mga tao sa isang city is may include na as global city. So let us proceed to the culture. Tokyo is Japan's major cultural center that displays the art and history of Japan and Asia in Tokyo National Museum and in Ueno Park. The Harajuku district boasts extreme fashion. Tokyo is the epicenter of anime, manga, and tech. Tokyo has dozens of cafes, restaurants, and museums. So, in the characteristics of a global city, kailangan makonsider din yung culture, okay? Hindi lang lahat dapat labor pool. May mga museums ba? Yes, marami. Meron. Tokyo is also interested with different arts and music. So, we have to remember and consider that if the city don't have this characteristic, it will probably won't fit to be a global city. So that's all the culture of the Tokyo City. So next, we have the tourist. Tokyo City is best known as one of the world's most beautiful and popular tourist destinations. Tokyo is known for its cuisine and for most famous tourist spots, which is the Shibuya Crossing. The Tokyo is famed for its magnificent cherry blossom. Seeker destinations are widespread in Tokyo, and also the Tokyo City is the first city that broadcast the Olympics. So let us proceed to the human capital. The University of Tokyo has a faculties of agriculture, economics, education, engineering, laws, letters, medicine, pharmacology, and science. And it has a College of Arts and Sciences in a graduate school. So, here in Human Capital, kailangan ng city is nag-o-offer ng magagandang education. Nag-o-offer ng maraming opportunities when it comes with the education. And also, kailangan mayroong magagandang universities. So, that's it. The Tokyo City is full package. So, let us proceed with the connectivity. The Tokyo Skytree is the city's tallest tower. Tokyo is the chief transportation hub for Japan and also the international traffic center. They serve dense network, electric railway, highway, and etc. The Tokyo station is in the central railroad terminal for all transactions. So, when it comes with the connectivity is isa ito sa mga strength ng Tokyo City. Kasi, makikita naman natin na this is the transportation hub for Japan, international traffic center, and also the central railroad terminal for all transactions. Meaning to say, this city is maganda, quality, hindi worst for welcoming people all around the world. So, example natin dito is yung Skytree, which is yung purpose nito is for radio and broadcast that will help them para magkaroon ng maganda at high quality digital connections around the world. So when it comes with the connectivity, ang Tokyo City ang nanguna. And lastly, we have here the quality of life. So dito sa quality of life, it is about the security of the city. Okay? So as we can observe, in the ranking of world security by the Nippon, when it comes with the personal security, is pang-apat ang Tokyo. Okay? In infrastructure security naman, same as pang-apat din. In health security is pangalawa ang Tokyo. And when it comes with digital security naman, is top 1 ang Tokyo. And also, for being as safest cities, ang Tokyo ang nanguna. So, that's are the characteristics of a global city. So, kailangan ma-meet ng isang city ang mga indicators and characteristics ng being as global city in order for them para ma-include sila as a global city.
So, to conclude, with a history spanning 400 years, Japan grew to become the world's largest metropolis. Today, the lively city is the mecca for foodies, anime and manga fans, sightseers, and spiritual seekers around the world. Japan continues to be a popular tourist attraction for its Michelin-star restaurants, busy city life, historical imperial palace, massive skyline, cherry blossoms, shopping opportunities, museums, and secret sites.
So, that's it. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope this lesson will help other researchers to determine a city if it is considered as a global city. And could I remind that this is only for a school reporting purposes and these are based only on my research. Thank you and God bless.